Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. The Cowboys finally found something worse than their defense. Charlotte Jones, co-owner of the Dallas Cowboys, says that it is awesome that the NFL has invited anti-Trump rapper Bad Bunny to headline next year's Super Bowl halftime show. When asked about how she can support him given how divisive he is, she said this.
To be on that stage? Yeah, I don't think our game's about politics. I don't think people tune in to look at politics. We do everything we can to avoid politics. And I think in that moment that people will be watching the game, they'll be celebrating music, and nobody will be thinking about what's comments on the left side, what comments on the right side, that this is about bringing people together.
Right. No politics. Just a guy whose lyrics make AOC sound like Ronald Reagan. I'm sure Bad Bunny's set will be totally apolitical, just him burning an American flag while rapping about fascism in Spanish. Utah just got its first Democrat district, and it only took one judge. A Utah judge has struck down a congressional district map drawn by the state legislature and approved an alternative that creates a Democratic-leaning district ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. So let me get this straight. The people elected a legislature, the legislature drew a map, and a judge said, "Nah, I got this, I'll fix it." District Judge Diana Gibson ruled that the legislature map unduly favors Republicans and disfavors Democrats. Sounds like something a hard left progressive might say. I'm sure she did something that really makes sense though, right? So she threw out the legislature's map and she picked a map that was created by the League of Women Voters of Utah and Mormon Women for Ethical Government. Let's have a look at that map, shall we? Well, all those districts look really similar except for the one little one in the middle. It almost looks like Gibson was trying to pick out where all the Democrats live in Salt Lake City. But look, it all makes sense and is fair because the district was created by the League of Women Voters of Utah and Mormon Women for Ethical Government. The judge rejected the legislature's map and went with one from activist groups. That's like asking McDonald's to design Burger King's menu. The first thing they'd do is replace the Whopper with a giant pile of turd. Gavin Newsom thinks that he controls the Pacific Ocean now. President Trump is proposing oil drilling off of the coast of California, and Emperor Gavin Newsom isn't having it. Newsom shared the Washington Post story about the oil drilling on X and said that it was dead on arrival, and when asked about the oil drilling plan, he said this, "Over our dead body, period. Full stop. He wants to open up the coast of California to oil drilling, but he has no interest in opening up oil drilling rigs right off the coast of Florida, not right across the street from Mar-a-Lago. It's never going to happen." Newsom says it'll never happen off of California's coast. He's saving that space for all the human feces floating from San Francisco. Do you guys think Kamala knows how to play chess? Kamala Harris was on a podcast where she claimed that she was playing three-dimensional chess against President Trump.
So I understood the game that was being played, and I made a decision that I wasn't going to get played. And
chess, not checkers. Got it.
chess, not checkers. Yeah, three-dimensional chess. I'm telling you. You know.
She says that she understood the game, just not the part where you're supposed to win. And now onto the comment section. Just a few comments on the segment we did about the Wicked actresses, Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, where they were talking about each other's auras. So bizarre. This is from Michelle Lee, 6306. Someone needs to tell them to cut back on the edibles before making public appearances. Okay, this is from FD502. Well, okay, honestly, it's not politics, so I mean it's refreshing. You know what, and I was going to agree. I was really happy that it wasn't politics, so I'd rather have them talk about their auras than anything politics. So even though it was weird, I'm glad that it wasn't Ariana going off on President Trump. You know, the next time Robert De Niro opens his mouth, I wish one of the hosts would just say, "Hey, Robert, describe your aura for us." Because if we could get De Niro to people like that to talk about their auras instead of politics, it'd be nice. Okay. Then on the segment about Jimmy Kimmel's wife cutting off her family because they voted for President Trump, we have this comment from Carl's Angry. Carl's Angry. I cut off my mother and father when I found out they voted for Biden. I told them I'm never coming to the cemetery again. I'm going to guess Chicago. That would be my first guess, because they seem to be the best city for having people who aren't alive vote. So I'm guessing maybe you're from Chicago. And this is from R Electric, 69. Wife's brother votes Democrat. Doesn't matter to me. Another of her brothers is convinced the world is flat. He's a staunch conservative, but the two of them get along great talking about flat earth and other conspiracy theories. It is really entertaining at family gatherings, though I have been told not to spin up the flat earth brother anymore. That cracked me up, because I've never met someone who believed the flat earth stuff. So, I mean, it would be wild to have someone who actually believed that. And I wondered which one was more crazy, like when you were hearing them discuss things. Is it the flat earther or, the hardcore Democrat? I don't know which one I would agree with more. Let's see. And then this one is from this comment from Berwan Locason, 8615. Cults always tell their members to cut all family ties. So many things the Democrat Party does are the same things that cults are noted for doing. And I actually wanted to look at this. I wanted to look this up to just see, okay, what are the basic things of a cult? Not saying all Democrats it's like they're in a cult, but cutting off family is one of the things I've heard about what a cult would do. So I found this from PsychWire. I'm not a regular reader of PsychWire. How to identify a cult. Okay, let's just look to see what this particular article said. Key signs of a cult are isolating members from the outside world, controlling relationships within the cult, the leader has the final say in relationships with family and friends, engulfment within the cult, and usually shunning of those who leave. So far, that's sounding pretty similar. Importantly, a cult also alternates fear messages with the idea that the cult is the only safe place. Fear messages? Are you kidding me? That's like one of the main themes that the Democrat Party does. How many things are, let's see, climate change is going to kill you. We're going to lose our democracy. You'll never vote again. President Trump, he's going to make himself a king, so this is the last time you're ever going to vote. With COVID, you're all going to die. Anybody who they are fear-mongering central. Sorry, but they are. It's just, and then the last one, a cult will claim to have all the answers to all questions forever, and those answers can only come from the leadership. I don't know, for the Democratic Party, you guys, it's too many points that match up with how you act. I would just say, to try to make it clear you're not a cult, you probably should say we can only have half of the characteristics of a cult in our organization. I mean, it would be a stretch to just get you down to half. But anyway, so those are the key signs, and some of the Democrats out there do kind of have some of the similarities of what cults do. So I'm sure that no Democrats are watching this right now. So anyway, but if there is one, don't act like this. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.